Late to my own party. So, good morning. It is time for Bedhead Chat with Chad. It is it's Thursday morning here in Nome, Alaska, and I just got to say, Mother Nature. Here, take a look at that. Mother Nature did an amazing job today with my hair, just amazing. And this is today's title is uh, today's title is excuse me, late to the party. And evidently, I was late to the party today. I was trying to get a cup of coffee made. I was looking in my fridge. You know, they call it freshman 15. I call it coronavirus 15. I spent like the last 3 months losing weight so I could go to Universal Studios Mardi Gras and actually fit on all the rides. And I got on all the rides. And, you know, all that hard work that I've done over the last 3 years, I think the coronavirus is going to kill me on this. But today is a salute to all the essential workers, and I don't mean that with sarcasm. I mean that with all reality. It's a salute to those that are actually working while we're sitting here in our pajamas, not showering, not shaving, just doing our thing as we're sitting here spending time listening to people like me on Facebook at 7 a.m. Alaska time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Chicago time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Is a lot of people are watching this after the fact because they can't watch it live because they're working while we're doing our thing. So, I've noticed that my internet really stinks because we live in Alaska. So sometimes it goes in, sometimes it goes out. And that's just part of living in Alaska. Just to put it in reality, if I could turn my camera here right now, it's probably, let me look. It's probably 3 degrees outside. Let me see. Oh, I'm wrong. It's 7. So all of you that are down there basking in the glory of the 70s and the 80s, no, it's 7 degrees here. But today we're picking words from people that can't make it live. So they're giving me words, whether it be on the post after they watch it later, or they're giving me words, get tested, you got a bad cough. No, actually I was choking on a cheese stick that I crammed in during the 5-minute countdown. I apologize. That was a food cough. That was not a coronavirus cough. That was called cramming a cheese stick down in the 5 minutes, really, really quick at the last second, which made me late to the party. You get it? But it is to all those that are watching this afterwards that are either instant messaging me or texting me or sending me, like I got people right now on my instant messengers that sending me stuff as we speak that aren't able to watch, that know that I'm doing this right now. So these are words that they've sent me afterwards. Like the first word is from Danette. Now Danette is the person from Perkin Beans who I've told stories about her shop, who watches it afterwards, sends me messages, and she's just loving it. But she sent me the word industrial fan. And all I can think is she's trying to get out. She, in her shop, you've heard me tell the story. I've told multiple stories, but she's the story that I told about Be Righteous. Now, if you missed that one, you're going to have to go back and hear the story about the butt rag, otherwise known as Be Righteous. But in the back of her shop, where the coffee shop was, I don't know what her shop used to be before she owned it, but it had this huge industrial exhaust fan in the back. When you turn it on, it was like, whoop! I mean, it sucked the air out of the building. You had to open the front. I mean, it was just this huge fan. Well, people who know me, they really get to know me, that I'm not, that's almost everybody that I'm not ashamed to be myself around, but I've got some pretty bad gas. I mean, in the youth group, there's another guy. His name was Dave. It's another Dave. It's even another Dave yet. This isn't even the same Dave. What's with me and Dave's? Guy named Dave, who also had bad gas, and we called it the 2-minute rule. So I'd say 2 minutes, because that means I farted somewhere within the vicinity, so he couldn't fart within 2 minutes. Otherwise, we might destroy the world because we were just both that bad. So we had a 2-minute rule. But all of a sudden, I would fart, let's say in the very front of the building, and then all of a sudden you hear this exhaust fan turn on in the back of the building, whoop, because they smell it. And I'm talking, this building was a solid 120, 130 feet long. This is an old school building that was long. So I'd had gas, and next thing you know, this exhaust fan, you just feel the pressure suck out of the building to get rid of this flow. I mean, it was so bad. I remember it's something about Audio Adrenaline. I mean, I've got a history with them, but with Audio Adrenaline, we would go to their concerts. It was always during their concerts that it would be the worst. I was really good at getting to the front row of Audio Adrenaline concerts. Like, we were at a live festival more than once, and that's the one where I had the big red hat, if you remember that story. Well, I was wearing my big red hat because it was later. It was after the concert where they actually wore it. And I had my whole youth group, and we're trying to get towards the front. Well, I had really, really bad gas. And it wasn't hard getting to the front because we would walk towards the front, my group was used to me, and they just put up with it. But as we walked towards the front, it just started to clear. I mean, we just got closer and closer to the front without any resistance at all. Now, this isn't a concert with like 30, 50, 100, 500 people. This is a festival with like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people where you just crammed and you're just shoved in. And the closer you get, the tighter you get. I mean, I remember when I was a kid going to concerts like that. I made it to a concert. It was Cinderella, Whitesnake, and Tangier. And I got to the very front, and my feet weren't touching the ground because I was lifted off the ground. It was so tight up front. That's the kind of concerts we're talking about. And we made it to the front because people moved out of the way. It stunk so bad. One guy, when we got up front, this is a Christian concert, mind you. And I'm gonna use abbreviations. I'm wearing this hat. He looked at me at a Christian concert and he threatened me. He said, "I'm gonna stick that bleepin' hat up your bleepin' bleep." Fill in the blanks. At an Audio Adrenaline concert, it stunk that bad. But I was really good at, without gas, I'm the king of making it to the front of concert lines. And I don't mean the little 50 people club lines. I'm talking the packed out concerts. There's a skill to it. I mean, I would take my youth group to concerts, and I would get them to the front. If there's a kid, especially smaller groups, it's easier in smaller groups. If there's a kid who really loved the band, like Skillet. I've been to the front row with Skillet so many times it's not funny. I mean, I even know Skillet. I mean, that's a story for another one. Ask me about that later. I mean, I know Skillet. Yes, Skillet, the Skillet. But there's a club. Here, I'll give you a place I love getting to the front of. There's a club. It used to be called the Ground Floor. It actually wasn't a club. It was a church that was better than any club you've been to in Michigan. But it was a church called Resurrection Life or something in Grand Rapids. It's still a church, but I don't know that they have the club. This was a youth center. I mean, this is so high end. They had 24 custom pool tables in this youth center. The stage was like you've never seen. They had not a coffee shop, a restaurant, and above the restaurant was a like solid gold. If you're really old, yeah, you're not. This isn't making sense to a lot of you. They had like a balcony above where you could watch this show, and you'd have 1,000 people in there watching these shows. Well, it was at a Skillet and Justified Alien Youth Tour. So this is back when they were solid Christian and not on the crossover yet, but still really popular and really busy. And what you do is this. Here's the trick to getting to the front of the line, okay? So I'm going to have to back this screen up because I might have to stand up a little bit here. So what you do is it's called the pre-concert setup and the pre-concert rush. So what you do is you have to get as far as you can get up without pushing anybody. And then what you do is you get there and you hold your hands in the air like this. And then you start moving forward and you start, just lightly pushing people. Not pushing, but just kind of bumping into people and pushing yourself forward and say, "Hey, stop pushing me." And no one's pushing you. You just say, "Stop pushing me." And the person behind you just stays on your tail. Okay? And then people, and you just keep looking back at the person behind you. "Stop pushing me." And you just keep moving forward. Like, come on, man. Just relax. You'll get your chance. And then just keep moving forward. So you're just moving and you're creeping forward. It's like, come on, buddy. Just relax.